And good evening. Welcome to What's New on this Wednesday evening, the 9th day of October, 2019. I'm Don Pritchard, filling in for Mary Ann Roth and Iris Vincent, who could not be here this evening. Jean is here with us this evening, so good to see Jean back again. And she said she just wanted to balance it out so it didn't look like I was way over here and she was over there. So anyway, we've got a good lineup this evening. We're going to learn about women owning woodlands with Sarah Havens of the University of Missouri Extension. Also, we have Keith Skaggs and Kim Gilo from the St. Genevieve County Fair Board. They're going to be talking about this weekend's racing and probably some other events that are coming up shortly here in St. Genevieve. And as usual, I have a phone here, and all you have to do is give us a call, 883-7675, 883-7675. You might have to use the area code 573, but give us a call if you have any comments or questions, or just want to say, hey, Don, you look great. Now, if you don't want to say that, don't call in. So we're going to turn some time over to Sarah Havens and let her tell us a little bit about the Women Owning Woodlands program, which is coming up very shortly. In fact, it's coming up October 10th.
Yes, October 10th.
So very quickly.
Yes. So I am with the University of Missouri Extension. I am a natural resources field specialist, so my focus is forestry and wildlife. So I help landowners and youth. In fact, today I was at Kids in Conservation in St. Genevieve. And I teach them all about how to manage their woods. I'm starting a new program in Missouri called Women Owning Woodlands. This is kind of a variety of programs. So this first one is in St. Genevieve tomorrow, October 10th, starting at 6 p.m. You can call the extension office to register, or you can just show up and we will register you at the door. It's at the community center in meeting room A. Tomorrow night is an introduction to the program, so we will talk about different things that we will have in the future and ask for suggestions from some of our lady landowners, what they might be interested in as far as classes and programs that we have going. This will be a statewide initiative, so those programs will be kind of scattered throughout, particularly southern Missouri. So I cover everything south of Highway 50 in my position. So everything from the Boot Hill over to Springfield and up to Jeff City, and everything in between. But we will have different things like how to have a timber sale. So if you're interested in selling timber off your property, we'll talk about the ins and outs of how to have a timber sale. We'll talk about management practices. So if you want to have healthier woods, or you want to grow timber faster, or you want to have woods for wildlife, we'll talk about those. We'll also have some just different programs as far as like forest foraging, all sorts of different activities. And I've had lots of suggestions. So we've had kind of these introductory sessions in other parts of the state. And I asked for feedback from our women woodland owners, what they're interested in seeing and what they might want to learn about for the future. So, and that's kind of what tomorrow nights is all about, is getting to know other women woodland owners and having a chance to really talk about what you need or want for the future. Yep.
Do women have a different attitude toward woodlands and conservation than men do, or is your program? Do you have to adjust it a little bit for the female audience?
We do adjust it a little bit. The WOW actually initiative is a nationwide initiative that was started. The Forest Service and the Family Forestry Initiative, they joined together to kind of start this nationwide initiative. And I'm bringing it to Missouri, so they've been doing programs in other states. But they found that, so women tend to live longer than men, so they end up inheriting the land, and they maybe have not been as active with management up to that point, and then they become kind of the sole decision makers. So we really want to empower those women with their choices that they have, and this prevents them from being taken advantage of by people who might try to do that, or just not doing anything. So it's okay to leave your woods sitting, but we do, like to advocate some active management as far as it helps with forest health, invasive species management, and of course growing timber for the future. So in Missouri, our forest products industry is about a $10 billion industry. So we also are trying to support that industry by helping landowners with management choices.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. You see a lot of woods in the state of Missouri as you drive around, and beautiful woods.
Yes.
And you wonder how much work is it to keep them looking that way.
So yeah, so it's can be a lot of work to keep them looking pristine, and of course helping them to be good providers of course forest products or great places for wildlife to hang out. So we put work into managing those woods so they're attractive to wildlife. Also, and I talked about today with Kids in Conservation, invasive species are a big issue in the state of Missouri. So, and they can actually hinder the health of our woodlands. So we put an emphasis on managing for that.
Exactly.
So, in coming back to your first question, we do also see different priorities in women woodland owners than in men woodland owners. So they tend to give a greater priority for beauty and place of aesthetics, yes. So we kind of help with that angle as far as how to manage.
That's fascinating.
Yes.
You have to manage a woodland because otherwise you would have a possibility of a wildfire. I know that for if you have excessive underbrush,
yes.
that can really be a problem.
Yes, so we have concerns about wildfires, and we are always looking for regenerations for wildlife, so we're always looking for kind of that next young forest stand to be coming up. So we do a lot of management emphasis on making openings in the forest so new trees can be establishing themselves. Sustainable management is a big area that I work in as far as, we can harvest some trees, but we'll still leave a forest standing. We talk a lot about those types of management practices. So we also talk a little bit about using prescribed fire, which is different from wildfire, so it's something that we actually use as a management tool. And this helps kill back some of the underbrush that's inhibiting tree regeneration. It's also great for wildlife. So it helps some of those forbs regenerate and grow in the understory, which is great for things like quail and turkey.
Sure. You were talking about opening up spaces for the sun to shine. And we all like to see those canopies of green, but you need to have places where the sun can reach the ground.
Yeah, so, and of course, there's time and place for different woods that look pristine. Sometimes it's nice to walk through a woods that you can walk through without tackling the brush. But actually deer and turkey and quail and wildlife, they kind of like a little bit of that brushiness to hide out in. It provides a food source for them, shelter from predators, so that gives them a place to get away from those. So, and browse. So deer really like to eat different forbs and regenerating trees. And acorns, so we really promote oak regeneration when we're talking about forest management because it's such a large source of food for our deer and turkey.
Jean, do you have any questions
No,
from mine?
From
your viewpoint?
Yeah.
You guys can ask questions too if you hear a comment that you'd like to comment on. One of the things I love about this part of Missouri is the woodlands. Before we came to this southeast Missouri part of the state, we lived in northwest Missouri up in St. Joseph, and you could drive across from Chillicothe. We used to live in Chillicothe, and you don't see the woodlands like you do down here. You don't see miles and miles. And I remember driving down to Branson, and I thought, wow, I didn't realize that there was that much forest in Missouri.
Yeah, so south of the Missouri is what we consider kind of our timber basket for the state of Missouri. So.
And it's as you mentioned, we have a very healthy wood products industry in the state, and they can do selective harvesting of trees as they mature, and keep this sustainable resource going.
Yes, yeah, and that's of course we want everything to be done sustainably because we would like a long-lived wood products industry. Missouri is known for its white oak and the barrels that we produce, so that's a major contributor to our forest products industry. And that it requires some management to get those white oaks to regenerate themselves for the next generation.
It's slow growing too, aren't
they? They are very slow growing. So our barrels are coveted by all sorts of wine and spirit makers. We ship out hundreds of thousands of barrels each year. But a concern is that we want to make sure we maintain those white oak forests so that we have future.
See, I've kind of come over here from about the south central area around Salem and down that way, and there's always been logging down there.
Yep.
Always.
Yep. So it's a big part of our big part of the livelihood and the economy for those particular counties. So,
Well, I was impressed I'd heard, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that we actually send barrels to France.
we do actually send barrels to France.
I mean, you'd think with French wine and all this, that they would have plenty of people there making barrels.
Yeah, so, well, we have definitely the trees to support that barrel industry, which helps with our shipments. So we also send a lot to California, to their wine industry. And of course, well, Kentucky, we compete with Kentucky, so we kind of trade spots for producing the most barrels each year between us and Kentucky. But, yep.
Okay, let's talk about the program that's happening October 10th. What specifically will the program look like?
Yeah, so we will do introductions, and we really like women landowners to connect with other women landowners. It helps a lot with planning your upcoming management strategy, so sometimes hearing what someone else has done on their property will help kind of give you ideas of what the possibilities are. So we'll do introductions, then we'll talk about different programs that could be upcoming and see what the interest is like. So we really want to make sure that this whole initiative program as a whole for the state of Missouri is giving women landowners what they need. So this meeting tomorrow is a chance to learn about the possibilities and a chance to give a lot of feedback to Extension as far as what programs we can bring to the area, locations. We're always looking for kind of needs assessment information, what works. And then we'll give some information on different management practices, kind of just places to start. So if you are just getting into that mindset that you do want to start doing some activities in your forest or on your woodlands, we'll start with kind of those, here's what you need to do to get started. And then that'll be tomorrow night. If you can't make October 10th, I will be in Fredericktown on October 23rd doing the same program. So it's another introduction to women owning woodland. And then following these introduction programs, we'll start doing getting to know your woodland, some tree identification programs for women landowners, prescribed fire, so how to do that, timber sale, so we'll have a timber sale workshop, so kind of different field days and classroom activities to start learning the ins and outs of management. So, and also to create a little bit of a social atmosphere for these women landowners. And of course, men are always welcome to join us. We just find that women tend to be more comfortable in an environment that's kind of done by a woman who's in natural resources, gives them a little bit of confidence for what they can do as well, because they sometimes get overwhelmed.
Exactly. And
Okay, I was going to say, as an example now, say that I was a person with quite a few woodlands and such. And I went to this meeting, and then afterward, I would have questions. Is there somewhere in town or close, or can we call you?
You can absolutely call me anytime with questions, and I can help with those questions. And then Katie Candler is our horticulturist over here, and sometimes she can also help with some of those tree questions that you might have.
very good.
You don't just leave them out in cold.
No, and really this is also a good chance for me to connect with those landowners to start answering those questions that they might have. Because sometimes you don't know what kind of resources you have until you start learning about them.
Exactly.
Sure.
So if someone is hearing this program now, they can call in the morning to get some more information. What number would they call?
Yeah, they can call 573-247-3082, and that's my number. And then I can give them the information about the meeting.
And again, if they miss this one coming up on the 10th, there's another one later this month in
Yes,
Fredericktown.
later this month in Fredericktown.
And if they miss the introductory, can they still participate in the later programs?
Absolutely. So this is kind of a buffet of programs. You can take what you like and not attend what you might not have an interest in. We'll rotate kind of programs in different locations as we go forward. It just depends on places we can have field days, places we might have interest in visiting. So some of the sawmills have indicated that they'd be open to tours. So different things that interest, of course, landowners. So
Very good.
But I also do programming for all adults, so we do some of these same programs. We just don't put the WOW kind of initiative on them, and they're open to everybody at that.
Sounds
during those
very,
times.
very interesting.
Yeah.
And I hear you were with the kids this morning.
Yeah, so
Okay.
part of my job also includes youth education. So we like to get them started thinking about wildlife management, forest management, because they are also set to inherit some of these forested lands in the future. So today we always talk about invasive species, and that was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Very good. Even though these kids live in the rural area, you know, a lot of them don't know what's going on, you know, in the woods, because if you live in town, you might not know.
Yep. Yep.
But I know a lot of the kids are very informed.
Yes, I had some very smart kids that came through today. They knew lots. We did kind of a quiz of pictures of different invasive species. So I covered everything: animals, plants, insects, and they were pretty knowledgeable already about what those invasive species were. So
All righty. Well, Sarah Havens, thank you so much for coming by.
thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Sarah Havens is with the University of Missouri Extension, and the program is called Women Owning Woodlands. It'll be presented tomorrow evening, October 10th, in the community center. Which room did you say?
Meeting room A.
Meeting room A.
Yep.
And then what time does that start?
Starts at 6 p.m.
And about how long will it last?
So about 2 hours.
About 2 hours. Okay.
Yep.
Well, Sarah, thank you so much for coming by to What's New.
Thank you so much.
Sarah Havens from the University of Missouri Extension talking about women owning woodlands. Now, if you have a comment or question as we go through our program this evening, we are live here at City Hall in St. Genevieve on this October 9th, 2019. The phone number here is 573-883-7675. That's 573-883-7675. If you have a comment or question, or just like to tell us that you're listening and viewing our What's New show on this Wednesday evening. If you just tuned in and you say, well, that's not Marianne Roth, then that's certainly not Iris Vincent. No, it's me. I'm Don Pritchard. I am the station director here at St. Gen TV. Of course, you hear me on the radio, KSGM, with the news every morning and in the noon hours. So I was invited to be the guest host along with Gene here, and we're doing a good job so far.
I think so.
How would you rate us? I think we're doing okay.
You're doing good.
And coming up next, we're going to talk about the St. Genevieve County Fair. I know the fair was already held this year, but there's still lots to talk about. What's going on at the St. Genevieve County Fairgrounds. I've been impressed. I will say this, even if they weren't here, I wouldn't say this. I would say this. I've been impressed with what's been happening at our St. Genevieve County Fairgrounds. As you know, I drive by the fairgrounds twice a day, 6 days a week. And I see what's going on out there. And I've seen a lot of improvements, a lot of exciting events. I see lights on, I see tents going up for various events, and I know they've got a big event coming up this Saturday. So it's not just an August thing anymore. Well, actually it's July, I should say.
Yeah.
Because it's always around my birthday, I should remember that. It's not just, you know, the St. Genevieve County Fairgrounds are not just for July anymore. They're for 12 months a year. So Keith Skaggs is here along with Kim Gilo, so we'll turn some time over to you guys.
Well, thanks for having us on your show tonight. First off, we want to talk about our big event this weekend, this coming Saturday. It's our last race for the year, and we thought, how should we end it off? So we decided to do our last race for backstoppers. 50% of our profit goes to backstoppers. So we're getting our local and surrounding county police officers, firefighters, EMS, and we contacted backstoppers up in the main office in St. Louis, and they was more glad to come on board with us. So we are racing our regular show with our lawnmowers and our carts and all that, as usual. But we are having some special races throughout the evening for the firefighters, ambulance, and police officers to also be able to race their 212 Predator flat carts. So our cart drivers voluntarily, they gave up their carts to these people to race. So we're looking forward. We'd like to get our stands filled and for people to come out and watch our last race of the year.
Okay, you say that they gave up their cars for these people. You mean the backstoppers themselves are going to be driving?
The
Some
police
of them?
officers in our local and surrounding, firefighters, police officer, and ambulance driver.
Oh, they're going to be racing
They'll be
themselves.
racing against each other down on the track.
Wow.
So we got a special race set aside for them all. They'll race, this is our heat race, then they'll race just like our future races, towards the middle of it, that way.
How long have they been practicing?
None.
No practice. Oh, this ought to be good,
I
folks.
know one of our local police officers, Officer Pollock, he will be in a flat cart. I know personally he's only been in one cart, just made a couple laps, and that was it, what I know of.
This isn't bumper cars now. They're not supposed to.
This
They're
is
not
not
supposed to
bumper
run into
cars.
each other, right?
No.
Yeah. No, they're supposed to.
No, but we'll have EMS there just in case.
Oh boy.
Should have a whole bunch of them there with the
Yes.
backstoppers.
So, but I just, I thought this would be a good event, and we, us board members, it's for a good cause. A lot of people don't know what Backstoppers is all about. Backstoppers helps the injured, and if there's a death in the, in the police force, or fire department, or EMS, they help their families pay for the bills and medical expenses. And we actually have a firefighter. He's actually in the bottom of our flyer, number 69. He's a firefighter over in Wolf Creek, and he was in an injury, had a motorcycle wreck, lost one of his legs, and Backstoppers came in, helped him out, helped his family out while he was in the hospital and all that. So he will be our main guy driving around during our national anthem, so
Oh,
carrying one of our flags. So
on the admission here, Keith, I see the pit pass $5 and general admission $3. Does that mean
Yes.
it's $8 then to get in and be in the pit too?
the pit pass is for the drivers. We charge $5 to get into our pit in
Okay,
the
it
racing
doesn't mean
area.
Just anybody can get a pit?
Yes, anybody could get a
Oh.
pit pass. Anybody could get one. If they want to go in the grandstands, it's $3. In the pits, it's $5 due to, we try to make it a little higher than the grandstand because we don't want a lot of little kids down in there.
But if they want to do both, would that be $8?
It'd be $5.
$5.
$5, they can walk around anywhere. And then our racers will pay $10 to race, but we're not charging our firefighters and police department that night, as long as they got their, they show proof that they're on the fire
They
department.
don't have to
EMS.
pay
They
to
don't-
make a fool of themselves.
No. But like you said, it's $5 for the pits, grandstands is $3, underage is $4, is free. Our pit gate opens at 4 p.m. Our hot laps and time trials will start at 5:30, sorry. Our racing starts at 6:30, and the grandstands will open up at 5. We'll have concession stand on site. We'll have hot cocoa, because it's supposed to be cool. It's usually it's hot or cool, seems like at the races. But we're asking people to come out and support us. This is, like I said, this is our last race for the year. Then in March, end of next March, we'll be starting right back up with our.
Now, there'll still be rain or shine?
How it's looking, it's gonna rain Friday. Our track, as you guys, Don drives by it every day, that track there could hold a lot of water. It could take a lot of water because it drains into the center. We'll pump it off if we have to. It rained this past Sunday. By Monday morning, it was dry.
Now, is that the old horse arena?
That is the old
Okay,
horse
that's where you
arena.
have to,
Yes.
okay.
I know for a fact that you've done a lot of work on that.
Just not me. It takes We
Takes
got
a
the
lot
whole
of them.
fairgrounds, whole fair board, so.
Yeah.
Some of the fair boards, I mean, they all helped in, some of our friends of the families and all that, so.
Well, I'm really impressed that, as I said earlier, that you guys have events going, practically every month of the year, there's something going on in the fairgrounds. And
Yes.
I could say that, well, when I started going up the hill to the radio station, you never saw anything going on in the fairgrounds, except for maybe there'd be a wedding reception in the youth building, and that was it. Until August came, and then, of course, you saw the fair, and then after that was,
Died out.
they didn't do anything. So
It's-
it's really exciting to see all the activities going up there, and you're bringing people into the community, from a wide area, I would imagine.
Yeah, we got, for this race here, there's a couple guys coming all the way from Indiana just to race the wing, like on our picture, we call it the outlaw carts.
Are they gonna have the winged?
They are wingless that night.
Oh,
All of
okay.
our wing carts will be wingless. They'll have their wings off. This 2 weeks ago, we practiced them after we did all of our races. We had some time to kill a little bit, so we asked them if they wanted to take their wings off, and they said, how about we race wingless this night? It's not a points night. Our
pretty
point
well-
championship is over with.
They pretty well held steady on the track.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Actually, they got a little faster.
Oh,
So-
boy.
Some are flat carts. We clocked the last race, our flat cart going 45 miles an hour and coming out of the corner, straight stretch. Our 206 kids, they're considered as kids, 206 carts, they was coming 40 miles an hour coming out of the corner. So it's kind of interesting, which we will have lawnmowers here this night also. So we just don't race carts, we race lawnmowers also. So just looking for, it's going to be a great cause. I'm hoping everything works out good. Mother Nature works with us.
I heard a rumor, though.
Yes.
Two of our aldermen could be racing.
Yes, we have 2 alderman races at our track regular.
Yeah.
Joe Prince and Brent.
Bryant,
Ryan
Wolfen.
Wolfen.
Yeah.
They race weekly. Then one of the other aldermen is one of their sponsors. So.
That's great. That's great. So you're getting everybody involved.
Yeah, it's all for all ages.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks it's just kids racing. They range from age 5 all the way age up to 72. For 3 races ago, we had a granddad and a grandson racing back to back with each other, and the grandson won. But it was pretty interesting. So it's for all ages, and we want it to continue to grow. We want to bring things into our county, and just like Don said, we bring there's business. Our gas stations, our food service throughout our county, town
Sure does.
gets business because we pull racers in from other counties and that. So
It'll be interesting to see the full impact of all this development that we're seeing with the water park and you guys up at the fairgrounds. This could get to be a very busy place, very busy
Yes.
place,
needs to be.
because we have so much to offer.
Yes.
Lots of history and lots of action too. That's a good combination.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, they can give me a call at 573-535-4782 if they're interested in getting into racing. Or they can get on our Facebook page, St. Genevieve Racing Series, or St. Genevieve County Fairgrounds, our Facebook page there also. I'll be posting our 2020 schedule here soon on our Facebook page. We got it up. Play day is going to be March 28th. Then we'll start our regular racing season every other weekend. So,
And you have these posters around town too,
yes,
don't you?
around town on Facebook, and it was in the local newspaper this past week.
Mhm.
So, but just like Don said, we just don't. We also got a craft show coming up. I'll let Kim talk about that.
Yeah. Craft fair, third
Yes.
annual.
We're having our 3rd annual St. Genevieve County Fairgrounds Craft Fair on November the 16th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the youth building. And right now, we are looking for vendors, and we have 15 spots available. And right now, we have 3 that have contacted me, and then we also have some that I'm going to contact that were here in the past year. So if you have any questions or you would like to be a vendor, you can call me at 636-346-1876 for any questions that you may have. We're looking forward to having a big turnout, and we will also be serving food as well, just like we do at the fair and the races.
Well, I'll tell you, after,
So-
I spent a lot of time up on those, up in that stand, watching the demolition derby and videoing them, as well as the tractor pulls and the out-of-field tractor pulls that would start at about 9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday and then wind up about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. They went all day. That was something. The only thing that sustained me through that period was those pork burgers and the sodas and the stuff that I'd have a runner. I'd go over to get some food because you can't, you video, you can't leave. Like
Right.
that. But I'll tell you, those pork burgers are super. I did that for several years and enjoyed it. So it's a wonderful, again, to see all the events at the fairgrounds. Tell me, what do you usually see at these craft fair as far as the vendors? What kinds of things might I see?
You would see like Tupperware, then something that we have new this year, which is rather interesting. There's a guy that comes around doing cakes, bakery items, and he sent me a couple pictures, and they look really good. So he will be there. Then we will have Color Street, which is instead of having fingernail polish, it's little strips for fingernails that you can put on. And I'm actually getting ready to contact a lady with Pampered Chef and just different things. Last year we had Mrs. B's salsa, and they came with different stuff. We've had candles, and some people did handcrafts, and then we had Jordan Essentials. So we have a lot of different, we try to keep just one of everything instead
sure.
of having a whole bunch of just one vendor.
How many vendors can you fit into that building?
15.
15
We have the
vendors,
space,
okay.
or 15 spaces
And
set up for
do you
that.
usually have people who have now put you on their usual cycle of craft fairs? You know, once you get
Yes.
in the loop, you start seeing the same guys, and
Yes.
they start planning on you being there. Yeah.
Yes.
'Cause I know that's the way the Jura Fed is, they'll have people like that.
And actually, I'm hoping to get more vendors for our county fair this next year, because it kind of died down these last couple years. So I'm looking forward to getting some more craft
Sure,
vendors.
sure. And, you know, but people going to a county fair, they might not realize all the people behind the scenes who are putting this thing together. It's not
Right.
something that you can do easily. It
No,
takes a lot of work. And I know with a lot of the events in town, they start planning the next month after it's over, they start planning for the next one.
Yes, we have. We've actually started on, like, our book for next year. We had a couple misprints, and so we're working on getting that taken care of so we don't have that next year. And, just,
It's a lot of work.
Trying to make
And
things-
you guys are volunteers.
yes, we are.
That's
We're
what's
volunteers.
incredible, is the amount of volunteer work in St. Genevieve. It's just amazing that there are people that'll, it's almost as much as a full-time job,
Yes.
especially when you get to that weekend in August, or July.
July.
I did it again, didn't I? You know why I said August, didn't you? Because Jura Fet's in August. But that weekend in July, I mean, you guys are 24/7. I know I try to get Keith, I try to snag Keith to do the broadcast where we videotape the county fair parade. We do that live as well. And he's always rushing. As soon as he's done, he's out of there.
Yes, we're there from early in the morning till early hours the next morning.
The next morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
It's not
why,
just
you know,
late
it's
in
kind
the
of
evening.
hard sometimes when you put all that work in, to see a lot of people who you don't think really respect that work.
Right.
They don't, I don't know what the word is, but they just don't give you the due that you
Right.
are due for doing that.
It's like they don't appreciate, or you feel like it's not appreciated sometimes.
Yeah, all they wanna do is say, well,
That's
I would've
the
done
point.
it this way, or I would've, well, but you're not doing it that way.
Right.
You're
Or you
sitting-
can
you're
volunteer, help,
yeah,
or you
yeah,
can come and be a
well,
volunteer
exactly.
with us.
You know,
Give us some new
it-
ideas.
And it's easy to sit at your keyboard and type
Right.
and say, well, they should've done this, they should've done that.
Which we have our fair board meeting, the fourth Wednesday of the month at the youth building at 6 PM. If anybody's interested with comments or, or wanting to come in
Suggestions.
to help,
Yeah,
anything like that, like we said, we are volunteers. We got a 8 board member right now. We got committee members, we got a tractor pull, committee, we got a Gimbal
Mhm.
Derby committee, we got the racing, we got board members that, run this, then we got, but we need help. I mean, it takes a lot of time to put in shows. It's like this racing. We got flagmen, they're all volunteers. None of us get paid to do this. We take our time away from our family and do this. It's tough.
and your goal is to break even and even
Yes.
get a little more.
Yes.
What happens when you do have a surplus?
We try to put it right back into our
Roll it right
fairgrounds.
back in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great,
Yeah.
that's what I was hoping.
Yeah,
Yes,
this-
that's what we do.
I mean, all the stuff we do with our track and all that, I mean, takes equipment to keep it going, with our fairgrounds, mowing the 19 acres up there. I mean, takes a lot of time. It's,
It's exactly right, yeah.
wear and tear on the lawnmowers.
While we have you here, I've had people ask me this, and I'm gonna ask you guys, what do you plan on doing with the old Riverview Manor site?
As of right now, that is still as the San Genevieve County. We use it for our parking, we maintenance it, we mow it, weed eat it. As of right now, it's not on our.
So it's not part of the fairgrounds?
It's not part of the
Well,
fairgrounds
yeah.
yet, but we take care of it for access and our parking and that. In the future plans, what we got lined out, I brought to the board members and the county commissioners, is putting some camping lots up there. We're gonna start off with some little ones down by the youth building. We're gonna start with 4 of them. And eventually, if we need more camper lots, RV lots, we eventually like to put some up there. Especially with the Jurda Fete, Fall Festival, during the county fair. People come into our town, historical people come, they travel from with RVs. They don't have nowhere to park their RV. Han State Park, a lot of times is full during the spring and summer and fall. The next campground is down at Perryville, we want people to try to stay local
Sure.
camping, so
Well, that's been a subject that's been talked about a number of years. I can remember Larry Marlar, when he was on the Board of Aldermen, was talking about an RV ground somewhere. So people could drive in with their campers.
But it takes funds to do it, and
Sure.
it takes volunteers to do it. And it's like we said, we're volunteer. We're up there. Some of us fair board is up there more than others, but some of us got younger kids and family to take care of, sports. We try to do what we can, but that's what's we got in the work. Is it going to happen? Don't know. We hoping it does happen with the smaller ones. During like the eclipse, we had 72 camping lots up there. Some electric, some non-electric. We got the restrooms, we got the showers. That turned out good for that, which eclipse is coming back in
Yeah, 2024.
2024. So we'll be busy again. Just like people looking for RV lots, camp lots for the Jurda Fete, or just coming into our town.
Yeah, we're gonna have a national
park. So they'll be looking. There's gonna be people traveling. So that's what our goal is in our future, so.
We need to have the facilities. We need to have because, if you come to a site, come to a place and there's nothing for you there, even though it's really attractive, But if you can't camp or you can't put an
Yeah.
RV somewhere,
Yep.
It's
And,
rough.
which we got our, local park right there, and, they're trying to get that all boosted up, built up and all that. So,
it all
we're
works together.
trying. I mean,
So, let's talk, let's go recap on the racing. That's, Saturday. It's October the 11th?
12.
12th, yeah. I should know that. October the 12th. What time you'll open up the gates?
the pit gates open at 4, grandstands at 5. The racing, hot laps and time trials at 5:30. Then the main racing starts at 6:30. We are planning to race no matter what. With the rain coming in Friday, we got the equipment up there to try to get the track dried in. We got some help to run it in. So unless it's a major downpour on Saturday, but we wouldn't be announcing everywhere we can, have signs up if something happens. But we are going to try no matter what to get
Sure,
this in with Mother
exactly.
Nature. Because it's a good cause for backstoppers and all
Yeah.
that, so.
Yeah. And Kim, the craft fair, November the 16th.
November the 16th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the St. Genevieve County Youth Building.
And you're still looking for vendors,
And
so.
still looking for vendors, yes.
So there's a vendor out there watching this, they should give you a call.
They should give me a call and we can get them set up.
636-346-1876.
Yes.
I don't have a good memory, it's on your flyer, so. People will say, boy, Don, got that number down quick. No, I just read it off. Well, thank you guys for coming by, that was great.
Thanks for
And,
having
us. Thank you for having
best
us.
wishes for your racing Saturday, October the 12th, and for the craft fair, November the 16th.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
As
guys.
he goes on. And Gene, I think we've got some time here where we can talk about some of the next events that are coming up on the calendar.
Okay.
And the first one I do not want to talk about, the flu shot clinics. Well,
Been there, done that.
I've already got mine, The next flu shot clinic will be Thursday, October 10th. And that'll be at St. Vincent de Paul in St. Genevieve from 9 to 11 a.m. And Thursday, October 24th at the St. Genevieve Health Department. This is the fun one. This is the one where you drive in, stick your arm out the window, and they zap you. And that's going to be happening not at the firehouse as they usually do it. Last year, they're going to do it at the health
Yeah.
department. They're going to try this.
Okay.
This is brand new. They're going to see how this works.
That's gonna really be a trip.
So I'm not sure how they're going to route the traffic. I can't imagine, but I'm sure they do it efficiently.
And
It's,
that's what date?
October 24th. It's a Thursday, and it's from 1 to 6 p.m. Just drive down Bosler Drive, turn in at the health department, get your shot, and drive away. And I do want to let people know about the blood drive that's coming up on Tuesday, a week from yesterday, October 15, at St. Genevieve County Memorial Hospital, 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. Give the gift of life, give blood. I say this all the time on the radio as well. And you can do that by just showing up, or you can make an appointment by calling the Red Cross at 1-800-733-2767 or visit redcrossblood.org. And that's happening at St. Genevieve County Memorial Hospital. And while we're at the hospital, they're having a Spirit of the Pink event. Have you heard about that?
Yes, I have.
It's coming up on October the 10th, which is just very shortly. It's coming up tomorrow, Thursday, October the 10th, 5:30 to 8 p.m. at the Bloomsdale Medical Center. And taking place during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the event is designed to empower women to live a preventive health style. Music by Jordan Voss, and the guest speaker will be breast cancer survivor Nicole Voss. Tickets are $15. Cancer survivors may attend for free. To register, call 573-883-7781 or online at stgenevievehospital.org. Spirit of the Pink. That's Thursday, October 10th.
I tried to get them to come on and I couldn't get a hold of them.
Oh my. Well, we do our best here. We try to do our
Yes.
best. Something else coming up. There's a lot this weekend. It's amazing how much stuff is going on this weekend. Up at Pierre Marquette Park, they have the Honor Glow Walk, and they've been doing this at least a couple of years maybe. It'll take place at 7 o'clock at Pierre Marquette Park in St. Genevieve. That's Saturday, October 12th. The event will include the Crossroads Band, bonfires, hot dogs, s'mores, luminaries, soldiers, armored vehicles, a flag folding ceremony, and more. The event benefits USA Cares, a nonprofit organization that assists military families. Donations of $10 will help light the Luminary Trail. Call 573-880-8670 for more information. And the St. Genevieve County, the St. Genevieve City Fire Department is having an open house for this Fire Prevention Week, which is underway right now.
Okay.
And they're going to have the firehouse on Pine Drive opened up for everybody to come in and look at the new fire truck. They have a brand new fire truck now. It's a ladder truck. They're going to be open from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., barring any fires in the community, I'm sure. And that's Sunday, October 13th. So this coming Sunday, October 13th, they'll have a ceremony set for 12:30 p.m. and a ladder truck rescue and extrication demonstration at 1:45. The day also includes firehouse tours, driving simulator, safe house, tech rescue, vehicle extrication, and refreshments. That's happening at 550 Pine Drive, the firehouse. Can't miss it. On Pine Drive in St. Genevieve. Open house at the firehouse. And those gearheads, the St. Genevieve Gearheads Car Club, will have its cruise in to raise money for Shop with a Cop, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday, in the parking lot across from Audubon's Grill and Bar in downtown St. Genevieve. The restaurant will be serving barbecued pulled pork dinners and other refreshments will be available. And you can donate your unwrapped toys and make cash donations for Shop with a Cop at the Car Cruise, which is happening, cruise-in at parking lot across from Audubon's on Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3. And I'm thinking that's it for the weekend. I don't see a whole, I'm just gonna scroll down here and see if there's any more coming up this weekend. And then briefly, I'm just going to briefly mention some of the upcoming events beyond this weekend. The Hazardous Waste and Electronics Recycling Day will be Saturday, October 19 at the St. Genevieve County Recycling Center. 8 a.m. till noon. You can drop off your TVs or your various items. Be sure to check out their website for more information. I'm sure you'll also could contact the folks. The sponsor is Wholesome, 636-524-8425. MRC Recycling is the one that's coming down for this, and I don't have a phone number for them here, but if you go on their website, you can see the list of items that you can bring to the recycling center. And some of you have to pay a little fee, like those old CRT TVs, you have to pay a fee for, but the other things you don't have to pay a fee for.
Thank goodness I have an old computer and things.
You've got old stuff too. Everybody has old electronics. It seems it just collects. And when something goes bad in it, you just buy a new one. You don't try to fix the old one. That's the way things are these days. I do want to mention also the Downtown St. Genevieve organization has a Halloween spooktacular trick-or-treat event. Not on Halloween. It's before Halloween from 2 to 5 p.m. on Saturday, October 19. It's free for participants and it's limited to the first 300 trick-or-treaters. Now, they won't sell any tickets, but bags and maps will be handed out to the first 300 participants on a first-come, first-served basis. The bag and map will act as the ticket for trick-or-treating. Again, that's happening at downtown St. Genevieve in the business district, 2 to 5 p.m. Saturday, October 19th. Should be a lot of fun. Fourth Friday Art Walk coming up shortly, October 25th. That's from 6 to 9 p.m. That's always fun. That's
Cookie Walk should be coming up too.
Yeah, I think I heard about that. I think that's coming up around the 14th of February, isn't it? I think it's in February. The 8th Annual Rural Heritage Day is coming up October 26th. That's sponsored by the Lions Club in St. Genevieve. There's a Roar Fest. What would you imagine if I told you, let's go to the Roar Fest? What am I talking about?
Since I've already read about it, I could tell you.
She knows about it already.
The Tiger Sanctuary.
Yeah, out at the Crown Ridge Tiger Sanctuary, They're having a Roar Fest on Saturday, October 26th. Children can dress up and see the Tigers. The event includes a special tour bus during which the Tigers will receive Halloween enrichment. There'll be a costume contest and candy, admission $10 each. Kids in costume only $5, no reservations. Just go out to the Tiger Ridge Sanctuary, the Crown Ridge Tiger Sanctuary. It's located at 19620 Crown Ridge Road in St. Genevieve County. And the phone number out there, if you'd like more information, is 573-883-9909. Something else is coming to St. Genevieve, actually returning to St. Genevieve. We're talking about Jonathan Len. Have you heard about him?
Yeah.
And his Jukebox Memories, a tribute to the music of yesteryear. And those of us who are baby boomers certainly enjoy the music from the 60s that we grew up with, 50s and 60s. You can't beat it. And I'm hoping that's the era he's talking about. But we'll find out. Jonathan Len will perform Jukebox Memories Saturday, October 26th at the DeBorg Center in St. Genevieve. It's a fundraiser for the Valley Catholic Schools Foundation. Doors open at 6. There's a dinner at 6:30. The concert at 7:30. Tickets are $25. That includes dinner. For information, go to the St. Genevieve Parish Center or call 314-808-6797. Wow. There's always something going on in St. Genevieve. It's just amazing.
Every week.
Every week, yeah, every week. Oh, here's another Saturday event coming up this Saturday, the 12th, St. Genevieve Project Pioneers. We'll meet with the French,
yeah.
how do you say that? Placet. Is that Placet? Or Plachet?
Plachet, maybe, yeah.
Plachet?
Yeah.
The Plachet and Mishaw families and the German Oberle and Oberle families. That meeting is set for 10 a.m. Saturday in the St. Genevieve County Library Meeting Room in the St. Genevieve County Community Center on Highway 32. It's the first meeting of the new season. And these families will be honored at Jerdafet next August. And there'll be one more meeting before the Christmas and Thanksgiving holiday weekend, holiday period. So look for that. And I mentioned Jerdafet, and the next meeting geared toward filling the 3 vacancies on the Jerdafet committee will take place at 6 o'clock Thursday, October 17, at Cafe Genevieve. I think things are kind of resolving themselves, I hope,
I hope so.
because I know when Jamie Inman went to the St. Genevieve Board of Aldermen meeting, she said basically she had lost 3 board members out of a 4-person board, leaving only herself as the board member. And she said, by hook and by crook, she would have a Jerdafet this next year, 2020. But she wasn't promising for what subsequent years would bring. So I'm hoping, I got my fingers crossed, folks, that we will see a Jerdafet in 2021, 2022, and keep on going.
I hope we don't lose that.
So, no, that is the biggest event of the calendar in St. Genevieve. So, that meeting, if you have any interest toward volunteering for the Jerdafet committee and actually becoming a committee member, you need to be there at 6 o'clock Thursday, October 17 at Cafe Genevieve. And another event coming up next week is the Audubon's Grill and Bar hosting a community dinner on Tuesday, October 15. This is to benefit the Holiday Christmas Festival. Proceeds for that evening sales will be donated to the event. Let's see. I think that's going to take care of the upcoming community happenings in the area. As I said, and as I remember Marianne Otto say it all the time, and Marianne Roth and Iris Vincent and Jean, you always say, if you're bored in St. Genevieve, there's something wrong.
With you.
Yeah. It's not the town.
That's for sure.
There's always something happening in St. Genevieve. And 98%, I'm going to go on a limb and say 98% of it is organized and put on by volunteers.
Yes.
Volunteers are what makes St. Genevieve work. People who have an interest in serving their community and they would like to do something a little extra. you know.
If you're not interested in getting paid, but would like to work real hard, just come
That's
on into
exact-
St.
That's
Gen.
exact. Come to St. Genevieve, and if you don't find something to do, somebody will call you
Oh, yeah.
and invite you to do something. And one of the mottos is, if you want to get somebody to work with you and to volunteer for your organization, find someone who already has a lot of stuff on their plate. Why is it a busy person can always find room for one more project?
I don't know. My daughter says she has to make an appointment to see me anymore.
Well, that's St. Genevieve. Folks, we'll be here for another minute or two. If you'd like to give us a call, 883-7675, area code 573, if you need that. 573-883-7675. I see it's about 5 minutes before the hour, which will make it about 7:55. And we've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun. I haven't done this.
Enjoy.
I haven't done this in a while. We used to have a show like this that I did every Wednesday with the mayor, back when Kathy Waltz was the mayor of St. Genevieve. We had an
Yeah,
Ask the Mayor
yeah.
show. Remember that?
She used to talk, I wasn't here at the time, but I worked for Kathy, and she used to talk about it all the time.
Yeah, we had an Ask the Mayor show, and I've always wanted to do something like that, and things just haven't worked out for that, but it was always a lot of fun. We've had lots of questions called in, so 883-7675, going to wrap up our show now, and do watch for our next show coming up on the 23rd will be our next live show. And especially you folks out there who have one of these events coming up in our community, would like to share it here on What's New, you're invited to join us. I mean, you can talk to Iris Vincent and schedule yourself, but I'll tell you, if you just walk in the door during the program, I'll bet you $1 they'd sit you down and start talking about what you've got going on.
You got it, you won.
It's informal. We're not professionals by any means. I know I'm supposed to be a professional, but doesn't matter. We're having fun, and it's a lot of fun being on the St. Gen TV, channel 991. And it's also on YouTube, so it's around the world. People can watch us all around the world on YouTube. And
I've mentioned that to some of my friends, and oh, YouTube, and yeah. So I guess they want you.
it's very easy to find on YouTube. Go to the St. Gen TV website, and down at the bottom, you'll see a little link that'll go to the YouTube channel, and just go right there. There you go. They'll all be there. We have, I don't know how many hundreds of videos we have on our YouTube channel now.
Yeah.
And the most popular YouTube video we have on our channel right now is a county fair demolition derby from 4 or 5 years ago. It has been viewed 42,000 times.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? About 42,000 times it's been viewed, and it just keeps going up. And I don't know what it was about that particular demolition derby. And here's the other thing I find interesting: of the top 10 videos that we have on St. Gen TV right now on our YouTube channel, 5 or 6 of them are demolition derbies.
I guess people just like to watch them get tore up.
And I think there's a tractor pull in there too. So, people enjoy watching the videos of our demolition derbies that the county fair puts on. It's amazing, but it's a lot of fun too. Well, Gene, it's been fun. Thank you very much for being
Thank
my
you.
co-host this evening.
Thank you for coming in.
And I'm sure you folks at home, your familiar folks, Marianne Roth and Iris Vincent will be back next time on the 23rd for What's New right here on St. Gen TV, channel 991. Have a very pleasant evening.